G'day, internet world. How you all doing again? Good to see you. If you've been watching this channel consistently, like and subscribe. If you haven't, then you'll be glad to know this is the adventures of an astral travel group out there to save planet Earth. And right now, she really needs saving. Now, I will signpost a video that's coming up in the very near future, and it's about why this all happened. The global political drama and the health issue that's been dominating our political spheres for the last couple of years. Now, why did this happen? And this video speaks to that. It answers the question, if they already controlled the whole world, why did they have to have more? Why did they even start this? Why did they even risk doing this maneuver, doing this whole health issue thing? There's a lot of words I can't say because it's just YouTube. Why did they risk this health issue thing if they didn't need to? They already controlled the whole world. So what was that about? And now subscribe to the channel if you want that question answered. Please stay tuned for that because it's epic. So our adventure from last night was two parts. First, we had somebody who has had a lot of trouble removing the reptilian from their system, but have been doing a decent job. And the second part was liberating Gaia from a reptilian energy. At some point in the distant past, there was a major planetary controlling reptilian energy that did put a tether or an insert into Gaia. We pulled that out. But let's unpack this detail a little bit more. Now, the first part of our story was a really great lady, really intelligent girl, who'd been doing a lot of work for a lot of people for a long time in charities and helping, well, everybody really. And she had had trouble with a reptilian on her back. And exactly the way that David I could describe, plugging in behind the sacral and the base chakras. But she had done her homework, she had done her work, and she did a fantastic job of pushing this thing out of her aura. So it was outside the fourth layer of aura and was just clamoring to get back in. There are lots of ways of doing this, but the way that we chose to do this was we found the Ascended Master who volunteered to help. And the one who set up the space was, you'll love this one, Joan of Arc, warrior princess, a warrior energy, of course. And we did something really interesting. She set up a dimension and we brought this lady into this dimension. Now, Joan of Arc does not let that energy in. She prevents that thing from coming in. And so what we were able to do is, while this lady was inside that particular dimension, then this reptilian was stuck outside of it. And you'll love this. Every contract, every leech line, every connection was there on display because it was really, really clear. Like when you stretch the two apart, exactly what connected them, exactly what the legal claims of that reptilian were on this lady. And, we spent half an hour or so just unraveling all of that, and bam, it's gone. It actually turned its back on her and went back to Alpha Draconis. We could have done some other stuff to it, but this lady just wanted it gone. And we thought we'd be thorough and methodical with it instead of just plain violent as we've been on the astral plane. Now, the second part of our story speaks of a major draconian. Like this thing, we just saw its face. It had a grey-white face with a little bit of green on the front of its snout, which we take to be one of the Alpha Lords. And it was huge. It was huge. It was like literally Gaia and its face were similar sized in this apparition, in the way that it appeared. But that's okay. Now, Gaia, we did a bit of a channel with Gaia, and she said just how important it was to pull this energy from her core. And if you've been watching the channel, then you would see that this is not the first time that we've pulled something out of the core of Gaia, something draconian out of the core of Gaia. The last one, he was a bit of a rogue, and what he was doing was okay by Draconian Central. However, it wasn't sanctioned, it wasn't their idea, but it worked for them, so they didn't make a problem out of it. This one was part of the key apparatus of the reptilians controlling Earth. And by pushing this energy out, everything in this world is legal and contractual. And by removing that energy, like a foundation contract is removed. And it took a while to, out of the sphere of the core of Gaia, we pulled this energy out and sent it back off into the universe. Well, what was left of it anyway, pretty, and this law just looked at us, looked at what was going on, turned around. We also had a couple of curious Nephilim show up, and they were curious, and they looked at us, and we turned around at one point and go, what do you want? We made you, we created you. Get out of here, you punk. And they did. But what we take this to mean is like the actions that we're taking that absolutely have no response for. They don't have a way to protect themselves from us, which suits us just fine. I think we're doing great as far as the way things are playing out for reclaiming planet Earth for the humans.